Now, the next reason why you're probably not getting more leads and sales from your website is because the only lead capture on your website is to contact us. Now, if that's you, don't feel bad. Don't be like, oh gosh, he's talking about me. Because I guarantee you that I would say 9 out of 10 small business owners, not design, build, remodeling contractors, I'm talking any business, it's just all they have is contact us, right? And you know, well, why wouldn't they? Because every other website on the planet has contact us. It stands to reason, right? And you know, again, I'm a small business owner. I own a bakery. I'm a florist. I own a garage door repair company. I'm a dry cleaner. I'm a design, build, remodeler. I mean, what do I know, right? I'm like, I don't have a lot of money. I'm going to build a site, and usually they have the homepage, about us, my services, contact us. That's about it, and that works. But let me tell you why that having this as your only one on your site is leaving a lot of new business on the table. And to the extent that you take my advice and your competitors don't in your local markets, you're going to win more business than they are, and you're going to get in front of that business way before they ever do, and they're not going to understand how you did it. But here's what it boils down to. With regards to when we buy things, whether it's business to business, like I'm buying office equipment or an enterprise-grade computer system, or whether it's consumer, whether I'm buying a house, or even if I'm buying an expensive road bike. Let's say I'm going to go buy a new road bike, and you know, I don't know if you guys are into road biking, some of you might be, but you know, some of these crazy carbon fiber road bikes are upwards of $12,000, $15,000, right? I mean, I don't have that kind of money, and I don't have one of those bikes, of course, but even if I was going to buy a $10,000 bike, I'd have to go through this process. You don't just like wake up and say, honey, I'm going to buy a $10,000 bike, and you head off to the bike store and drop 10K. Some guys do, I guess, people. But anyway, point of the matter is, when people buy big ticket items, and in business to consumer, those things are things like a house or remodeling, a major remodel, or when I'm putting my kids into college, which I got coming up, which I'm understanding is going to cost me between $80,000 and $400,000, I don't know. There's a process that people go through. It's not just wake up, you know, my wife and I are going to wake up tomorrow and say, let's remodel our kitchen and bathrooms, you know, and, you know, okay, let's do it. So the first step in a buying cycle or a customer life cycle, and this should actually be more like buying cycle, is needs awareness. So at some point, there's a triggering event that your prospect has that you know, a homeowner wakes up and, you know, on Friday morning tomorrow, and they say to themselves, you know what? I want to remodel my kitchen. You know, who knows why they woke up and said that, but they did. It's probably been grinding on them for a while, but they finally woke up one day and said, now's the time. So now they hit what's called need awareness. And so when a person hits need awareness, they're not ready to talk to a design, build, remodeling contractor. It's not like they wake up in this stage and go, okay, I need to remodel my kitchen. I'm going to go to the Yellow Pages and find a remodeling contractor in Minnetonka, and I'm going to call them and ask them to come over and give me a bid. It's too big of a ticket. People are, you know, not likely to do that. So what they do is they go out onto the internet and they start doing searches like kitchen remodeling ideas, or they might look at kitchen remodelers in Minnetonka, but you know, they're way early in this process. They're not ready to talk to anybody, but they're just curious who's out there. And they might look at, you know, top 10 kitchen remodel things, or they might go out to House and set up an idea book for kitchen remodeling, right? And so, but the point of the matter is, they're not ready to contact you. They're not ready to contact you yet. So if they stumble onto your website when they're just in this needs awareness stage, they're not going to fill this out because they're not ready. And so later on in this presentation, I'll share with you ideas about how you can actually get in front of them at this stage, get their name, and start to market to them so that when they move down the deal and they hit evaluating alternatives, and maybe they've narrowed it down now to 3 design build remodeling contractors, you're on that short list. And that's when Contact Us makes sense. But the key to this is you've got to have reasons for them to connect with you before they want to hit Contact Us. And that's where they wake up with needs awareness, and they ask questions like how much. They're going to Google a question. How much does a typical kitchen remodeling job cost? I don't know. They might Google what are the best cabinets for a new kitchen, or what are the best appliances. They're going to be all kinds of crazy stuff. And then they're going to get a little more serious in this stage and say maybe like kitchen remodeling contractors Minnetonka, or best kitchen remodeling contractor, or things like that. And ultimately, through this stage and this stage, they're going to develop a list. And then they're going to evaluate alternatives. They're going to evaluate alternatives for countertops, for flooring, for appliances, and for design, build, remodeling contractors. And ultimately, they're going to decide on, one of everybody, right? So it's between this one and this one that they're going to fill out your contact us. But my point is, the design, build, remodeling contractor in your marketplace that's putting out information that addresses this step and this step in the cycle is going to have their name and is going to be engaged with them long before they go out and fill out your contact us form. So the key to digital marketing is go beyond just this, create other ways to capture leads so that you can get in front of prospective customers upstream, way before they're ready to buy. Because most of the people in your business are just hitting them right when they're ready to buy, and they're hitting them with the contact us. And there's a better way, and I'm showing it to you in these next slides. But hopefully this makes sense. It's a buying cycle, and you need to be creating content and reasons for people to connect with you early in that cycle. Now, here's some other types of lead capture. You might say, well, what else is there besides contact us, Ken? I mean, for goodness sakes, I wouldn't even know what to do. So one of them is simply a white paper or a guide. Now, I just shared a couple of these off of my website as examples, but if I was a design, build, remodeling contractor in Minneapolis, for instance, instead of saying 5 reasons your website isn't generating enough leads, which is a way for me to capture information and market to people, I might say 5 things you should know before remodeling your kitchen, or 5 things every remodeling contractor knows about bathroom remodel, or something to that effect. But what I'm offering you is a guide. It's like a white paper or something you can read to make you smarter. What the internet has done is it's made us all experts, right? Back in the day, the only way for me to know about a kitchen remodeling job was to talk to a kitchen remodeling person. The only way for me to know about appliances was going to an appliance store and ask somebody, what are these appliances? Which one should I buy? Why should I buy that one? Well, today, everybody's taken that on their own on the internet. We Google search everything. Should I get a Viking range or should I get a GE profile? We do all of this stuff on the internet, so by the time we call up an appliance dealer or design, build, remodeling contractor, we're pretty well educated on the deal. So the idea with this lead capture here is create documents that your people are looking for on the internet when they're in that stage of that buying cycle that's before they're going to hit the contact us button. So a guide is one simple way, and then a blog and or a newsletter is another way. So if you're on my blog, it just says get more sales leads. Well, if you're on my blog, that's probably why you're on my blog. You're interested. And it says subscribe to our blog to get the most up-to-date digital marketing tips, tricks, and insights. So, does everybody that land on my blog fill this out? Of course they don't. But if 1 in 100 did, that's 1 in 100 I didn't have yesterday. So what you need to do is start to come up with ideas like what are the kinds of guides that my prospective customers would like to read. You need to create those guides, and then you create a little call to action like this, and then you start capturing leads. And these aren't sales-ready leads, right? Just because somebody gave you their email address for a guide on 5 things everybody should know before remodeling their kitchen, that doesn't mean you hand that to your salesperson and they start beating those people down. Remember, all you're asking for is an email here. So this is really what's called a marketing qualified lead, which gives you a chance to use email to kind of nurture and grow that person to the point where they have, they respect you and they feel comfortable with you. So when they get ready to hit that contact us button, you're on that short list. Same thing with the blog, and I'll show you how to use this in another slide. But so these are just some ways to get beyond contact us being the only way that you're generating leads on your website. I'm going to show you another kind of a cool thing that I came up with a client I was working with over the weekend. And this is a new home development. It's a townhome development here in the Twin Cities. And they've got different floor plans and different things like that. And for each of these little deals, this is one specific home that is for sale. So they had a little bit about the floor plan and blah, blah, blah. And then they had the price. And they listed the price right here, which is just fine, right? And I suggested, well, you know what? Why don't you make a button that says click here for pricing and then gate the pricing information with an email address? And they did that. And literally within the first day, they got their first lead. Now, again, this wasn't a lead that somebody said, I'm dying to buy a townhome, call me. But somebody traded their email address for information on how much this cost. And now they've got an email strategy behind that to continue to nurture that person through email and collect more information about them until they eventually get a phone number, and then that salesperson can reach out and say, hi, Ken, I noticed you requested pricing on, our home at, 12201 River Valley Drive. blah, and on goes that relationship. Now, I'll show you what it looks like.
Ken, we're 47 minutes into our presentation, so you're going to have to pick up the pace a bit.
All right. I'll talk faster.
Yeah.
Let me just show this really quick.
I hope you guys are enjoying this content. I mean, Ken does know what he's talking about here. This is good stuff, and we're probably going to go past the 90 minutes. So, if that's okay with you,
I'll step on the gas. But here's this. Oh, here's my Firefox not responding. Imagine that. So here's this actual website live, and you see where it says click here for pricing. So if I click on this, look what happens. This little pop-up happens just like this, and now it says enter your name and email for instant access to the prices on all available homes, right? So I put in my name and my email and hit submit. Guess what? They got me in their email database. Now I am what I call a soft lead. And by the way, this pop-up form like this is another way to capture leads on your site versus just the good old-fashioned contact us stuff, right? So just another way to capture leads.